Hello YouTube modelers, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank all my subscribers and viewers. So here is the status of my Aston Martin DB4 build. Some sub-assemblies are already done. I wanted to show you the engine before I stuck it in, because sometimes you're not going to see it clearly or fully. I like how the side carburetors are basically look like just canisters or water bottles. That's pretty interesting. I have to decide on whether I want to put seat belts in, and if so, what color. I'm waiting on decals for the dash because there is no dash details. There's no raised lettering or numbering, so it looks kind of plain. I'm waiting on decals. Rear suspension is done. I just have to stick it in. But basically, this is a progress. So just figure I'd show you guys before I proceed. Alright, so here are the sub-assemblies. This is the engine along with the interior. The dash decals are in. Dash decals are gopher. Gauges and dashboards. I use the black face ones. Here's all the luggage, spare tire, shelf, the bumpers, trunk lid, the strut to hold the hood, the rear view mirror, body is done. This is, of course, the belts. I saw on the web there were some that had no belts, some had lap and shoulder belts, and some just had the lap belt, so that's what I ended up going for. Interior is done. The wood effect steering wheel with the leather wrapped steering, an emergency belt, brake I mean. So hopefully it shouldn't give me any problems when I mate them together. Alright everyone, so thank you for watching the video to the very end. Here is the final reveal, but before I do that, I actually forgot to show you this one last piece of literature. It came with the box. Basically, they were awarding $1,000 to anyone who had a bright idea or idea for a new model kit. I like that Ferrari Berlinetta 3B17s. I wonder what scale that is. Whether it's 172 or 144. I don't know. This kit I think was offered, the Batman was offered through Revell. Just interesting. George Washington crossing. Remember, the contest expires December 30th, 1966. West Hempstead. Even have boxing. Sports legends. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that last piece of literature. It came with the box and I forgot to show it to you. So, without delay, here is the final finished kit. I can't think of a Aston Martin that's not this color. I mean, it does remind me of the James Bond. The James Bond is a DB5. This is a DB4. So, two things I learned from building this kit was I have to strain my paint because I bought this purification cup, which is basically looks like an aerator for the sink. It's a metal mesh, so you can filter out the sediments, because the color of this is titanium silver, and I must have gotten an old bottle because there was sediment in here. And when I sprayed it and I wet polished it or wet sanded it, it removed the sediments but left some pitting on the paint job. So paint job's not perfect, but it'll do. So that's why I brought the purification cup, because I do have to filter out the paint somehow. Also, I have to learn how to dial back on my airbrush, because light mist is better than heavier layers, because I start getting a little bit of orange peel. But overall, it isn't a bad paint job. This kit definitely has a 1960s feel to it. The visceral feel when you put this model together is no doubt a kit that was designed in the 60s. It didn't have the computer assistance design program, so but it's not bad even for now. So what I mean is, when you build a Tamiya on Oishima kit, the pinholes are the exact location of the parts. With these, sometimes there's ridges that you glue, but then there's a little bit of free play that you can play around with, so you have to kind of dry fit it and test fit it while the glue is still soft to get it just right. Kind of like building a real one-to-one Aston Martin. When it's hand built, the parts are pretty much the same, but the craftsman upon installation has to put in this 5 or 10% human input into it to make the part perfect. So you kind of need to do this with this kit, so it's not exact, but the many features like the opening trunk, hood, doors do make it difficult, especially when you're mating the body onto the chassis, because you have to get the hood hinges in there, you need to put that strut in there, the trunk hinges have to be in there, the doors have to match up, so it's really hard mating this together. But so you really need the patience and the experience to put something together with this, with all these opening features. So, but it is fun when it does bring you back in time when you build this kit. So let me pause the video and I'll open everything up for you. Alright, so here's the model with everything open. So one thing about this model, the distributors from the engine, they actually don't branch out like octopus on American cars. They go into this metal tubing which runs down the, I guess, the valve heads, and then they get distributed from that metal tube, that sleeve. So that's something new. Also, because the DB4 was made over a span of several years, some taillights were all red, but I chose the one that was amber directional, red stop, and white reverse. The battery's in the back, as you can see here. Let me remove the suitcase. You can see the battery in the back. And I attached black and red cables, spare tire with a panel, more suitcases in the back. Anyway, I'll get them out later, but anyway, here's a little shelf. Alright, I destroyed it, but okay, but anyway, here's the interior. The seat backs pushed down as if the passenger was going in. Passenger side, I installed the glass. Driver's side, I did not, so you can see it. Engine detail. You see this little brace to support the hood, just like on a real car. Right over here, see that? And that's pretty much it. So you're going to require a lot of patience and experience to build this kit together. Let me pause it. So here is everything pulled out of the trunk. You can see the battery inside with the cables, 4 pieces of luggage, spare tire, and the shelf that goes over the spare tire. So overall, even though it feels like a 1960 kit, it was definitely nice to experience this build. Everyone who gets a chance should build something like this. So you can see how far model building has come. And of course I want to thank Dan the Man for hosting the 60s Psychedelic, in which I may not have gotten the motivation to build this kit. So I still have one more left. I have the later Revell monogram one. But anyway, here is the Aurora build. So as usual, I will have stills at the end. And thanks again, Dan, for hosting this. Hope you guys enjoyed this build.
Baby, do you understand me now? Sometimes I feel a little mad, but don't you know that no one alive can always be an angel? When things go wrong, I seem to be bad. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Baby, sometimes I'm so carefree, with a joy that's hard to hide. And sometimes it seems that all I have to do is worry, and then you're bound